Florida Natural Farming at Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm. I'm going to talk about getting nutrition from rare tropical fruit tree leaves. Mostly I'm going to talk about the mango. So mango leaves have been used for folk medicine for thousands of years, and they contain a high amount of protein and vitamins and minerals, so they're suitable for animals. Well, we're animals. Anyway, they just started studying the nutritive values of mango leaf, and very little has been done on it. And I was reading this study that was at the National Institute of Health. It's on the National Institute of Health on mango leaves, nutrition. And they contain so many vitamins and minerals and phytochemicals and enzymes and volatile organic compounds, whatever you want to call them, they're in there, and protein. So everything moves through water and air. So, I mean, you got to kind of think, for folk medicine, what did they use for, how did they get the curative values from the leaves for people? I guess they're like anti-cancer, anti-diabetic, hepato, protective, antioxidants, you name it, they're in there. So you'd have to get them from boiling the leaves probably, and drinking the tea. I'm gonna go look at just this jackfruit and the kwai muk, because I've been getting a little kwai muk fruit off the tree. I just secretly hoard it and eat it. I shared one measly tiny little fruit with my partner when I saw him for a moment, and that's it. So, and then I'm gonna go and check the mangoes and look at the mangoes in the back. Try to stay on point and talk about mangoes, and look at the water. Because we got 5 inches of rain last night, in 3 hours. It was like quarter-size hail when I was out in the car, and thank God it didn't do any damage. Wasn't real heavy hail, but it was mostly rain, but there was in there. It's pretty scary times. So these mango leaves have all these curative properties, compounds in them. And so the indigenous, or the folk medicine, they made tea, and probably they burned them. I mean, you got to think what they did. They had fires and water and air, sunlight. They're bacterioseptic, is that what it is? Where it's, they prevent bacteria from multiplying, but don't kill it. Don't kill the bacteria. Probably because it's needed. Anyway, they're amazing. So I believe that's the future of this farm. I believe it's seeds and leaf to make essential oils and curative extracts from, just because of the biodynamic Demeter farm standard we have been growing here. These rare tropical fruit trees, and we have so many of them, and then they're dry farmed. So we don't water anything. So look at how high the pond is. Let me show it, because I showed it when it was dried up this summer, first time it ever dried up. And now look at it. It's water table's really high. It's what? Looks like it's about a foot down still. It can get higher than that when it's raining, and then it levels off. Oh yeah, the Quaimak. I almost forgot. I was so focused on the mango curative properties in the leaf that I was like blinded by the ready to pick Quaimak fruit. Fabulous. So we're biodynamic Demeter certified, so they have certain days to pick fruit, but the fruit comes when it's ready around here. If I don't check and I just rely on fruit day, then I probably wouldn't get any fruit. But I bet if I check the calendar today, this is a fruit day. That's how that works. This is intuition. Comes naturally. So, oh yeah, that one fell off in my hand. Yes, I'm telling you, this is my lucky day. Thank you, blessed tree. Thank you. My favorite fruit. I'm gonna have to do an own video just out of those. I got too excited thinking about my Quaimak. Isn't that horrible? That's why I don't think I could sell this place. And I mean, where am I gonna go now? It's like, yeah, I'm not gonna sell this place. We decided we're not gonna sell this place. Of course, everything is at a price, but we're not gonna sell this place. At the moment, that could change, of course. So I'm gonna walk to the back mangoes and check them. So these mangoes, yeah, they're all dry farmed and grown biodynamically. We only use biodynamic compost that we make here on the farm and do the biodynamic preps. And then we apply raw manure and pine shavings and hay that is the bedding for our cow barn, piston, for our miniature zebus. So I was watching the Backyard Farmer Pat, and she had the Jamaican Agriboss #1 on YouTube on there, and he's like, I love his stuff and I love their farm. It's a 300-acre research station in Jamaica, and it's like tropical fruit heaven. And it looks a lot like this. I love it. I love it. I love it. Anyway, he was doing, they were like picking fruit and eating it, of course. And then they showed the nursery, and he says, I use sand. And then he said, rooting hormone, you could use aloe and something made from pine trees. So we apply, it's all sand here, and we apply pine shavings every day year round. That's in our bedding. So I found that interesting. And cuttings start when we poke them in the ground here, if I do it right, and it rains right, because it depends on the rain a lot of times with the cuttings, because we don't water. We're not a nursery. A lot of people are so interested in the achacha tree, and they showed a huge achachiro tree, a Jamaican Agriboss #1 on Backyard Farmer Pat video. It's in my liked videos, my channels, I think is what it is, or playlist. That's what it is, playlist, recent one. And he said they can get them the achachiro to fruit in 5 to 6 years. And he had a big tree. It wasn't 55 years old, which the 1,800 pounds quote were in Bolivia on, I think, 50 or 75-year-old trees. His tree didn't look that old, but it looked old. It was a lot older than this. I think because we're so much further north that it takes longer, which would make sense. So that was good to see, but I still think it's 5 to 10 years, even here. I mean, yeah, 10 years, for 8 to 10 probably. But I'm sure down there where it's hot all the time, it could be easily 5 to 6 years. So, but he said his trees, they look like they were like 20 years old. Produce 600 pounds of fruit. I'm not sure. I should have asked him how old they were, but that's how old they look. They didn't look like they were super old. They weren't like super big. And they're bigger than mine, of course, but they produce a lot of fruit. I love it. I love the achachiro. People want it. That's why we started this farm. So it's full of nutrients and human beneficial phytochemicals and stuff. I think that if people drank the leaf tea, I think this is what's going to happen in the future, that people will have to drink teas, different teas from different plants to get nutrients that they need. We got a little standing water here. It was a nasty storm. Yeah, there's some standing water right here in the walkway. But I mean, it's like, I could walk through here in flip-flops and keep my feet dry. But that's on the mowed trail. Just off the mowed trail, there's no standing water, just so you know. It's completely dry. That's the whole thing with mowing. It compacts sand. Yeah, we got a lot of rain. 5 inches, that's a lot. I mean, before, when it would rain 5 inches, it's a achachiro tree. We got a little water. This is this is where the ditch was, where it used to be 20 foot across of water, and it was like right here it would be like a foot deep, and it would stay that way. This ditch is what's the most water I've seen in it? Well, this is a pretty scary storm. Here's another ditch, same ditch. It does an L here, and it goes to the back pond. It harvests water, supposedly. But maybe the pond's just that high. That could be it too. I'm gonna walk over and look at the nature's chop and drop here. Now I'm gonna walk and look at the pond in the back, and then I'll look at the mangoes back there. It's just really amazing that they just now started looking at all the health benefits in mango leaves. Pretty much. Even though indigenous cultures have been using them for years, thousands of years. It's like, it's really scary. It's even more scary is to think about somebody buying mango leaf that the tree has been subject to various chemicals, insecticides, herbicides, fungicides, and then you're making a tea out of it. Let's say you get pollution in your system through the water and the air. That's what it all comes down to. That's why I'm like so devoted to biodynamics, because they want to fix everything, you know, through farming, through changing farming, basically. through nature-based systems. Because nature's the only thing that's going to fix everything. So Dan Permaculture Food Forest, I love his stuff. He is a grower. If I was to look for like an ideal person to buy this farm, it would probably be him. I mean, that's how I feel. And so I watch his stuff. I don't watch all of it. I try to. I don't know. I haven't been watching a lot of stuff on YouTube for a while. And but I watch his stuff because he always inspires me. And he was he was drying roselle. I think it was roselle or Jamaican sorrel. I think it was the cranberry hibiscus. That's what it was. And I don't know. Sorry. And he was using a dehumidifier in his house. And it's like a light bulb went on in my head. It's like, what a great way to introduce nutrients into your air. Because everything moves through air and water. So I want to get a dehumidifier. If anybody knows of a good one, I don't know. I have a freeze dryer, but the dehumidifier seems like it would not only dehumidify the leaf, but it would release the nutrients into the air. Anyway, it's just stuff I think about. Yep. I think people can't think because they're not getting the nutrients. They're being malnourished. And all their functions go towards combating the inflammation that's happening from the bad food they're eating. That's what it is. And I wonder how much, like, I wonder if, I don't know, I wonder if, like, teas could combat that a little bit. Just it's curious. Properly grown, rare fruit tree leaf teas. You really don't want the ones that have been spraying copper on your mangoes because it's just not a good idea. Anybody that looks at the nutrients rather than the health of the system probably shouldn't be able to sell their growing plants as medicine. Or, plants and plant parts and food. I've learned to really like this wild look with a little chop and drop here and there. Big hawks. What is that? Sparrowhawks, I think. Oh, there's 3 of them. I didn't see that. Oh, thank you. And there's 2. I love how that pine tree, that dead pine tree has that top on it. Almost like a peepalon with 2 living arms with the birds on the ends of the branches. It's cool. All right, move on. So freaking beautiful in Florida. I think Florida easily could be turned into a mythical, almost mythical, a spiritual places known as like Eden, or what is it, Golaka? I think that's right. With the help of the Desi cow, of course, to grow our mangoes and trees of purpose. Yeah, they're looking good. The freeze that we had, thank God it only took out a few, like that one, which is just amazing that the leaves are still on it from the freeze. No beetles, just fungi. People really need to start looking at different ways to farm more, but it doesn't happen because they see the mowed, what appears to be rich in their mind, like everything manicured look, and that's equated with success, unfortunately. It's a colonial model. So I had this cool person that was a biodynamic follower and student of, taken more classes than me, probably much more knowledgeable about biodynamics than I am. But they're from Costa Rica. And they're attracted by the giant guanacaste tree is what it is. You know, I would call it the elephant ear tree. It's a state tree of Costa Rica. There's a little standing water I see right here, but it's like minimal. It's mostly all dry. This is after 5 inches of rain, and I haven't hit any puddles. You would have heard them. So, I know biodynamic people are really, they want to heal the planet. That's what they want to do. And this biodynamic, like Indian guy, basically, was just amazed by the tree that I have here. Well, can I take a picture of it? Blah, blah, blah. They were used for food. It's a giant pea. It's a big tree that I film in the front. I walked by it. What am I doing? Right here. So there's the pond. And anyway, last night I started thinking about the mango leaf and doing a video this morning. And I wake up and I looked at my text and it was of I'm pretty sure it was a mango leaf, but it could have been a chachiro leaf, but it looked like a mango leaf. They were making some, he was getting ready to make some tea out of it. I believe these Brazilian peppers probably have great medicinal properties. I put them in my 30-leaf mix, tea mix. Oh yeah, it's the water table that's so high. You can tell by this pond. That's why the ditch has water in it. 2 inches deep. I mean, that's like 6 inches. Yep. That's cool. So, this property next door, they put 3 inches, or not 3 inches, 3 feet of fill on it. I'm telling you, I'll show it to you. I could see it from here. See, I got a little standing water right here under the tree, but this was a horse farm, and this is where the horses stood underneath the tree, and the donkeys still stand there, so it's compacted right there. But it's not like a huge giant spot. It's one little area, and I know what it's from. So they mow this all the time. And plus they're 3 feet taller than us, higher than us. So look at that, it's all giant lake. Now, that's not a lake, that's what it looked like here before, when I decided to stop mowing. Not that bad, but close. We got a little standing water here, but it's not that deep. I mean, that's deep. Ours is like 2 inches here. It's from the donkeys and the horses standing here. It's always, that's what it's from. I know it is. And the fact that they raised their property up 3 feet above ours. That was 3 feet above ours, now it's lower than ours. You can't build soil if you don't have the life, the plants. You can't build soil if you're driving over it. So we need to build soil in Florida. Biodynamic wants to help. We need more wild spaces. I'm gonna go back to the mangoes because I want to look at all the mangoes. And yeah, it's the water table. So there's the drainage to go into the pond, and there's the pond. But if the pond wasn't there and this wasn't there, and it was just property, it would probably just hold all the soil, all the water in place, except for some low spots here and there, but not huge giant sections. But we got water harvesting here, and this pasture's looking good. Yep. Water harvesting here. Hopefully there's no water moccasins cruising around. Please, it was a little wet there. But it's not a huge giant lake. That's a pasture. They mow it constantly with machinery. That's why I have such an issue with freaking mowing. It's just insane. I know people align with it as being successful, but that's kind of the wrong way to look at it. Successful would be if we could fix the Indian River Lagoon with less lawn. Everyone did half lawn. It could be fixed. Probably it could buffer Florida against potential hurricanes in the future if it was implemented, but we'll never know because people don't like this. I don't like that. I can't get past the weeds. That's a nutrient deficiency, I believe, that response. And probably those people could use a walk in nature and a big glass of fruit leaf tea and a cleaner diet. That would be my guess. I know, because I have friends like that. That's the only reason why I know these things. I can see what's going on. Oh. Gotta have a clean diet. You can't be like consuming 15 pounds of chemicals in your diet, which is what we do as Americans on average. That's freaking scary. That mango tree's looking good. I wonder if different mango, I have mangoes blooming, it looks like. Yeah, that's blooming. Isn't it? No, couldn't be. No. Six more months till mangoes. Dream on, dude. Gotta get a couple days of cold here. Oh, I hate the cold. The mangoes are looking good. So yeah, I sell these fruit leaf teas like $1 each. And I was telling people to go to the biodynamicfood.org website because they had all my Latin names in there of these rare fruit trees. And they've been taken out, the Latin names, and that's what I tell people to do, is to look at the Latin name of the Garcinia and do your research on what's in it to see which one you want, which leaves you want. You know, research it at the National Institute of Health. I just don't want people to accept what I say as truth, but you gotta look, because you can get amazed like I did. I mean, I just newly discovered the fruit leaf tea for some reason. Okay, this ditch, this has always been the worst spot. And I now see that it's the water table is that high. But this used to be a 20-foot ditch that I could not get across. It's like 3 feet deep in the center when it rained. Even 2 inches would do it when this was all mowed, because we continued mowing it a couple times, the back pasture. But it's before I realized, look at all this grass in there. Yeah. I just found that interesting how that Lawrence guy from Costa Rica, I don't know, sent me that leaf, picture of a leaf. It looked like a mango leaf. It was bizarre. He wants to help Florida. He lives in Florida. Florida needs our help. It could be paradise, but people want their money. I don't know. Anyway, this is Frog Valley Tropical Fruit Farm, Florida Natural Farming. Hope you have a beautiful day.